I seen when I stand in front of Brawl, when Brawl fought Tank, he was on Tank. He was on him. He had the same attitude. Am I right or wrong? And then he had no fear. He fought him in the amateur.
Like the betting me that he gonna knock me out and stuff like that. That didn't go too well for him.
Did y'all bet?
Oh, we bet and we shook him.
You paid that?
Things went off the rails at the recent press conference for Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach's upcoming rematch. Tensions exploded. Gervonta Davis trainer Calvin Ford confronted Roach's team, accusing them of trash Gervonta Davis in interviews. Ford stormed toward their side of the stage, pointing and shouting, "You better watch your mouth when you talk about this ain't a game. Consider that a warning shot." Lamont Roach, flanked by his father and trainer Lamont Roach Sr., didn't back down. Got in Ford's face, snapping boxing, not barking. "Y'all won't shake this one off like the last."
He's trying to please the fans possibly and take this fight versus Lamont Roach in a rematch. You know, is it even worth it to please the fans who are going to love you 1 minute, hate you the next? They're going to love him this minute, they're going to hate him next minute. Oh, I don't like him. He can fight Lamont Roach, and they're going to say, well, he's supposed to knock Lamont out if he does win. You know, or if he loses to Lamont, they're going to say, oh, we knew Lamont was better. It's just always is a never-ending story in regards to boxing. You can't just please the people. What he has to do is focus.
Chaos erupted. A shove escalated into a punch. Gervonta Davis appeared to take a clean shot from Lamont Roach. Security rushed in, separating both camps before things got worse. Gervonta Davis brushed it off with a smirk, telling reporters emotional that's fear. They're throwing hands now because they know I'll put Roach out cold in August. Calm and focused. Fired thought last time was bad. This time, we're coming. Clips. Gervonta remains one of boxing's biggest stars. And after the wild press conference with Lamont Roach, all eyes are on what he does next. While is locked in, fans are buzzing about a potential showdown with. Both fighters are undefeated, American, and sit at the top of the Gervonta Davis, making it one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing. But despite the hype, there's no real movement behind the scenes. It's all talk, no deal, leaving fans frustrated and waiting.
Any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before I jabbed him. Even that right hand, that, like, you know.
Gervonta Davis it clear he's not done yet. Speaking on the reveal that while he once considered retiring, by year's end, he's had a change of heart. He's been having second thoughts and isn't ready to walk away from boxing. Instead of retiring, he now plans to take a short break, regroup, and return even stronger.
I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw. You know, I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still like frustrating and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. Like he looked sharper than me. And I don't know, people just be talking. You know, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Were you surprised?
Gervonta Davis, get myself together, not retire, just take a break. There's definitely some more heads I've got to put. Gervonta Davis said on the podcast. It's clear he's not done proving himself. That statement was Gervonta Davis. He's still hungry to beat top fighters and leave his mark. Whatever personal struggles or pressure he's been dealing with, they haven't driven him away from boxing. If anything, they've fueled his fire to come back even stronger and more focused.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted and all that. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do say, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's automatic. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying.
Surprising name being floated is Manny Pacquiao. At 46 years old and retired since his 2021 loss to Yordanis Ugas, most fans didn't expect him to return. But according to Gervonta Davis' team says he's making a comeback and he wants a major opponent. Tank Davis is now being mentioned as a potential target. Pacquiao's longtime promoter has hinted that this fight could be in play, adding even more intrigue to Tank's next move.
Still feel like he's too small?
He was too small.
Dang.
You just calling a spade a spade. No
Gervonta Davis that they had tried to make the fight happen before, but it fell through. At the time, reportedly, wasn't willing to meet Pacquiao at 145 pounds, the weight Manny wanted. But now, things might be falling into place, with Pacquiao officially returning to the ring. The possibility of a blockbuster matchup with his back on the table.
Talking about Gervonta Davis as a possible fight, man. You like that fight? Because he's little, like he's your size.
I like that. I like that. I mean, I like that, but you know, let's finish first this one because this one is a taller champion like that. So I have a lot of things to do in training camp.
This would be a blockbuster is already a proven draw his 2023 clash. With pulled in over 1.2 million pay-per-view buys and nearly $23 million in ticket sales alone. Add a legend like Pacquiao to the equation, and the numbers could skyrocket even higher.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Cry Me a River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer.
Gervonta Davis' massive global fan base, and his return is guaranteed to generate major media buzz. A fight like this would be the perfect stage too. Prove he's more than just knockout highlights, he's a true star. While questions remain about Pacquiao's age and whether he can still compete at the highest level.
You're 1 foot out. You're gonna get in the ring and you're gonna have that moment where you know you gotta step it up and it just won't come.
The narrative alone would make it one of the most watched bouts in years. But before any of that has to get past Lamont Roach, their rematch, expected this August, won't be a walk in the...
A lot of people are talking about how they might be excited for that fight, and this is what I have to say when it comes to that. Why is a 47, soon probably at around that time, Manny Pacquiao fighting Gervonta Tank Davis? What has Gervonta done outside of being signed with the PBC done to earn that fight? We want to see Gervonta fight the Keyshawn Davises, the Devin Haney's, the Shakur Stevenses, the rematch with Lamont Roach, because most people, including myself, believe he should have lost that fight just based off the point deduction. But yet, you'll fight
the park. Terrence Crawford recently spoke about it, saying he believes Gervonta will. Things went off the rails at the recent press conference for Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach's upcoming rematch. Tensions exploded. Gervonta Davis trainer Calvin Ford confronted Roach's team.
No way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. You know, his age is catching up to him. You know, his legs aren't there as he used to be. And, you know, he switched his trainer, you know. That's could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too, so that's...
Accusing them of trash Gervonta Davis in interviews. Ford stormed toward their side of the stage, pointing and shouting, "You better watch your mouth when you talk about this ain't a game. Consider that a warning shot." Lamont Roach, flanked by his father and trainer Lamont Roach Sr., didn't back down. Got in Ford's face, snapping boxing, not barking.
How many rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
Gervonta Davis appeared to take a clean shot from Lamont Roach. Security rushed in, separating both camps before things got worse. Gervonta Davis brushed it off with a smirk, telling reporters emotional that's fear. They're throwing hands now because they know I'll put Roach out cold in August.
You know, you might be or come off as like one way to the world, but when somebody knows your background and they know how you operate and how you were made and how you were constructed, know your ingredients, they know like your instructional manual and all that. Yeah, that's not good. It's not good, especially in the boxing match. That you're not, you know, coming in ready to fight in. You know, you're coming in high and stuff like that. That's not it, Tank. I'm so mad at Tank, man. Not because of what you think. I'm mad because I felt like he didn't take it seriously. Like, I don't think for 1 second that Tank is going to lose the rematch. I think Tank is going to...
Calm and focused. Fired thought last time was bad. This time, we're coming clips. Gervonta remains one of boxing's biggest stars. And after the wild press conference with Lamont Roach, all eyes are on what he does next.
Like, he got a lot of boos from that. A lot of people was feeling that. Do you feel like he'll fight better this night?
I think so, for sure. You know, you had mentioned that they've known each other since childhood.
Yeah.
So, I maybe that had something to do with that first fight. But now they've fought, they've gotten that experience out of the way. So I think we're going to see both of them.
While is locked in, fans are buzzing about a potential showdown with. Both fighters are undefeated American and sit at the top of the Gervonta Davis, making it one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing. But despite the hype, there's no real movement behind the scenes. It's all talk, no deal.